Good afternoon, fans. It's your girl from Mel'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 323 of the podcast. I want to make this abundantly aware and clear right now. I have bronchitis. So if I cough very deeply, I'm just getting crap up. I'm going to have to probably blow my nose as per usual. That's not changing. But I'm feeling a lot better. I was in the hospital on Wednesday. They pumped me filled with uh, fluids and antibiotics, and they gave me antibiotics, but I feel a ton better. And it's just I'm dealing with this cough, and I'm very congested. So hopefully I can get through this without too much of a coughing fit. But if I do have a coughing fit, please forgive me right now. I would appreciate it. Got my trusty ice cold uh, cold brew, which I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. This actually makes me feel better because it's ice cold when you are dealing with this. It feels so good on the chest, and it because it's so much on fire. Get yourself something ice cold, ice cold. It's good for your throat when you're coughing, and it takes the monotony out of the water, the tea, and everything. Um, so that was that. That's been my week. So I'm like sick. So I've been homesick, and like I got my cozy hoodie on and whatnot. And let's just say it's great because now I don't have to wear a bra, and I hate wearing bras. Uh, but lots happening. Tony Khan's doing that sleigh riding again, I guess. Jesus Christ, this guy does not know when to stop. And it's not cute either. All right? It's not cute either. I don't want to see this. I don't want to. I'm actually embarrassed. I feel bad for the people who work for him. I feel so bad for the people that work for him because they know that he can just pop off at any time, and it's unfair to him. Uh, It's unfair to everybody in the organization and whatnot. Triple H it's crazy. Triple H has been and is been the most professional at this whole situation. He gets it. Now, I'm not 100% fucking thrilled with him lately. I'm starting to question a couple of his fucking goddamn choices here. I mean, I don't want to start saying, "Hey, what the hell are you now not Triple H and you're just now Vince McMahon, just in disguise?" I don't want to be doing that, especially when it happened this past Monday. Hopefully that, this is just something for Seth to do and just get him through to the Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble. Things are moving and grooving over there. I've never seen the most, how can I explain this? The most unpredictable Royal Rumble WrestleMania season ever in my entire life. We don't know what's going to actually go on. It's not even like obvious. I mean, to us, what should go on is obvious. But there is no inkling on television that what is it going to be. And I'm loving that. I've never experienced this much unpredictability in all of my years of being a professional wrestling fan. Round one. So that is pretty much that. Hopefully that everybody is having a good weekend. I am making the decision tomorrow is Hard to Kill. TNA's Hard to Kill. I get to watch it, and I'm not going to tell you how I get to watch it. I get to watch every pay-per-view. I even get to watch Hard Times, which is everything NWA. I watch all of that stuff. I got a chance to dabble in a little bit of what is it? MLW, Kings of the Coliseum. I got to watch all of that. The problem is I was, but since the problem was is that I didn't know if I was going to cover it. I'm not doing a preview and prediction. All right, I'm going to wait till the next pay-per-view to start doing that, because that means after tomorrow, they will be up and running with TNA. So I'm going to do a review show probably sometime early Sunday morning. So not early, like around 10, 11 o'clock after I've had coffee and taken my medication, my antibiotics. So, I want to, and then give you my thoughts, So I want to be able to do that and give you I'm really hyped up on TNA right now. TNA has wooed me. Take me out to nice coffee dates. Then we jacked it up to a little bit of a brunch. Then we went out to the full course dinner. Then now we're in a relationship. We haven't become boyfriend and girlfriend yet, but it's happening. It's all happening. And I want, I really always like to thank people that who encourage me and influence me. And please do me a favor. If you care to go and check him out, it's Smart Mark Jesse. He's on YouTube. Go check him out. If I could try to tag him into the description below, I will try. But if I can't, please, I'll go on Twitter. If you follow me there, which you should be following me on there, X, go follow me on there. I will retweet his bio, and you can go, and everything is in his bio, his YouTube, and go follow him there. Please also, while you're following me on social media, please follow me on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, and Cameo. Go check me out on all of them, all those platforms. So please also do me a favor and go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Get all your beauty essentials there. If you want to murder your thirst and you need the artillery to get it, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Get your rounds of artillery, which is spring water, unflavored sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, and iced tea. If you are an adult and you can drink and you're drinking age, please drink responsibly. You can use them as mixers. If you're a coffee aficionado like I am, you could go to Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. If you're also into goth stuff and skulls and stuff, you get double the pleasure, double the fun. Go check them out. They have great flavors and coffee's fantastic. Please do me a favor while you're here. Go like, share, subscribe, and turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live or I upload a video, you will all know about it. Now, AEW had a regular week. Horrible Dynamite. They cannot ever do that again. Okay? They can't ever do that again. I didn't like it. It was kind of lame. And if they're going to do tribute shows to Brody Lee every single year, they cannot do it this way. And I felt bad for the rest of the people. And they're just random matches. And you got Adam Copeland in this. which at the time really doesn't fit that whole situation. He should have said, you know what? I will say something, but I'm not going to get involved in that match. Put somebody else in there. But anyway, we're going to move on. I will be covering Royal Rumble and Hard to Kill. So look out all for that. Let's go start off with AEW. AEW was Rampage was broadcast from the Prudential Center in New Jersey, in Newark. So we started off with a trios match. Mark Briscoe and the Hardys versus Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade. Mark Briscoe locked up with Kip Sabian. Mark escaped a wrist lock and then applied a side headlock to Kip. Kip Sabian hit Mark with a double shoulder block and then taunted the Hardys. The Hardys double suplexed Kip after a quick series of tags. Blade ate a boot from Jeff Hardy. Butcher and Matt tagged in for their respective teams. Matt slugged away at Butcher and then rammed Butcher's head into the turnbuckles. Matt splashed Butcher from the ropes, but the Butcher kicked out at 1 count. Butcher escaped a twist of fate attempt with a huge lariat. Mark Briscoe tagged in and cleaned house on the Butcher and the Blade. Hold on, I forgot to do something. And the Blade with his redneck kung fu. Briscoe scored a dropkick on the Blade. Butcher swept out Mark's leg and then planted him face first on the ring apron. Kip followed up with a moonsault onto Mark. Butcher bit down on Matt Hardy's head. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Mark Briscoe was triple teamed by the opposition. Butcher blasted Briscoe with a half and half Nelson neckbreaker for a near fall. Mark scored a neckbreaker on the Blade. Both men tagged out. Jeff Hardy and Kip Sabian came in, and Hardy hit a double leg drop on Sabian. Hardy used a diving splash for a near fall on Sabian. Matt shocked Sabian with a side effect. He was looking for the twist of fate, but the Butcher and the Blade blindsided Matt. Mark Briscoe saved Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy smashed Sabian with a twist of fate. Jeff followed up with a swanton bomb, and Mark pinned Kip after the froggy bow. Tremendous fit for Mark Briscoe and the Hardys, said Ian. If I'm the Acclaim and Daddy Ass, I'm taking notice, Mark and the Hardys. Renee Paquette was backstage with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. My glasses are dirty as hell. Renee mentioned how they still have a tag team championship opportunity in the future. However, next week it'll be Sammy against Ricky Starks one-on-one. Sammy already has a victory over Ricky from World's End. Renee was wondering how Sammy felt ahead of his competition. Sammy, I feel great. You just said we picked up a big pay-per-view win. That's the past. Now we look to Dynamite. Myself versus Ricky Starks. This is what AEW is all about. This is restoring the feeling, Ricky, you and I are not alike, no matter what the world wants to throw at us. We always overcome it. Next week, only one of us can be the winner. So you might be good, some might say, but say great, but you're not better than the best ever. Jericho and Big Bill, if you try to get involved, I'm going to stop you. You're twice my size, but you got half my brain power. And if I'm gonna try, if you get, bleh, and if you try to get involved, I'm gonna take out my proverbial axe and chop you down inch by inch until we're face to face. And then I'm gonna poke you in the eye and knock your teeth down your throat. And Uncle Joe is going to cry. We'll see you on Dynamite, boys. Next, Renee Paquette interviewed Anna Jay backstage, who was accompanied by Matt Menard, Angela Parker, and Jake Hager. I gotta say something about Jake Hager. Holy shit, his wife is fucking gorgeous. Holy shit. Girl crush alert. Yes, go check her out. Oh. Hi, Alyssa. I love you, sis. I report you give us Roman Reigns. Come with him. Oh yeah, he'll get booed. If at WrestleMania, if Cody and Roman don't main event, they're gonna boo, and it's gonna be the worst WrestleMania. They can legitimately have the best WrestleMania. Cody and Seth and what's his face? Punk, Cody and Roman. Done. Book the rest of the nights accordingly. Anyway, moving on. Anna Jay says she felt stagnant, but that's time for a change this year. This is my year, and tonight I'm going to beat Sheeta, and I think I need to do it by myself, okay? Harley Cabin interrupted, saying she wanted to introduce herself. She said she wants to help all of them, and then whispered to Parker into Parker's ear. He replied, "You would actually do that." Harley made a cat noise and walked off. Menard told Parker that Harley seems like a nice girl. Parker downplayed and said it was not what it looked like. Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Notorious Mimi and Kennedy Hardcastle. Stokely Hathaway just told Justin Roberts that he make the ring introductions for this match. Stokely went out of his way to really hype up Chris and barely put any effort into his introduction for Willow. Chris and Willow used quick tags to work over Mimi, while Tony Schiavone speculated Stokely was perhaps smitten with Statlander. Willow double suplexed Hardcastle and Mimi. Chris tagged in and ran over both opponents. Statlander power slammed Hardcastle and then Mimi on top of Hardcastle. Willow scored the pin after the spinebuster. After the match, Stokely jumped into the ring, but Willow forced him out and away from her friend Statlander. Renee Paquette was backstage to interview Jeff Hardy. Jeff, we're feeling great. We just got a huge win on Rampage. That's something to be calling home for. Somebody needs to get us on AEW Dynamite so we can boost those ratings. You know what I'm saying? I highly agree with you, Alyssa. Highly agree with you. So that private party interrupted. Isaiah Cassidy, congratulations, fellows. Matt Hardy, thank you. We're very happy to pick up that W, but also very happy for you. I'm proud of you because Mark Quinn is back. He's healthy. You guys got this because you have set underneath the tree of the tag team goats of the living legends, the Hardys, the greatest tag team to ever do it. Mark Quinn, no lies detected. That Hardy. They say if you love something, you have to let it go, and it's time for you guys to do your own, then, to be your own team. I was proud of you for calling people out. I heard you called us out there too. That said, he had gifts for private party. They tossed two ring worn Hardy shirts at them. That said, Hardys were their childhood, but they're also going to be their adulthood, and they're going to see them real soon. The Hardys walked away, and Mark Quinn looked at Isaiah and said he wanted to kick their asses. Anna Jay versus Hikaru Shida. Okay. Shida scored a tilt-a world backbreaker. She followed up with a knee lift on Anna Jay. She'd pulled a steel chair out from beneath the ring set and set it up. She'd tried to jump off the chair, but Anna sidestepped it. Anna whipped Sheeta into the steel guardrail. Anna Jay rocked Sheeta with a thrust kick for a near fall. Sheeta and Anna Jay traded forearms in the center of the ring. Sheeta battered Anna Jay down to the mat. Sheeta smashed Anna in the jaw and followed up with a delayed brainbuster. Anna Jay connected with a pendulum kick. Sheeta rocked Anna with the Falcon Arrow, but Anna countered with a Queen Slayer. Sheeta rolled out and nailed Anna Jay with a knee for a near fall. Sheeta climbed up to the top turnbuckle and hit a Meteora right on target. Sheeta finished off Anna Jay with katana kick and pinned Anna Jay. And that was that. Jay Uso was getting over by himself, and I think his brothers and Roman Reigns are not too thrilled about the situation because they always thought that group was always going to be together, but the story is going to be Jay and Jimmy at WrestleMania. And no, they should main events any night. Sanjay Dutt invited the camera crew into the locker room of Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Kara Jarrett, the fucking Motley Crew. The circus. Da 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 Afro circus. Afro circus. Da 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 Afro circus. Afro circus. Come on. Polka dot, polka dot, polka dot. I mean, come on. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. So, Dutt, we need to make sure we get back on the same page. And if it doesn't happen today, we'll work everything out until we get back on the same page. I've got a big tag team match coming up because I want us to get back on our winning ways. Lethal, a tag team match. How does that get back onto the same page? Karen, start with a name. I've been here 9 months and our team doesn't even have a name. I'm seeing Karen Jarrett on my TV in 2024. Jesus fucking Christ. Seriously? All right. Jeff, maybe we should involve Loser in that name because of this guy, Jay Lethal. Lethal, who the hell are you talking to? I'm hoping that Jay Lethal goes and makes an appearance at Hard to Kill this weekend. I'm just a prediction for that. Jeff, Jay, just how many matches have you won recently? You know how many matches I've won this past year? I beat Jeff Hardy. I beat Dax. Hell, I beat Eddie Kingston in a Memphis street fight. And look, there's guys out there. And look, where's the guy is now? He's on top of the mountain. Lethal. Now, wait a minute. You wouldn't have any one of those matches if it weren't for me. So you didn't win shit. Jeff, you trying to tell me that I need you to win. Why don't you get out of here and start your own winning streak? Lethal got into Jeff's face. Karen, hey, this is the opposite of what we wanted to happen. Done. Come on. We'll try this again next week. Main event time. Ring of Honor Pure Championship match. ROH Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta versus Commander. The judges were Jimmy Jacobs, Christopher Daniels, and Pat Buck. Were all the judges. So Yuta trapped Commander at the start of the match with a double wrist lock. Commander exhausted his first rope break. Yuta left him with no choice. Commander applied the single leg crab, and Yuta used his first rope break. Commander blocked a lariat with a kick. Yuta clapped Commander with a strike, and then drove Commander's shoulders down on the arena floor. Hold on. Back in the ring, Commander had a side cradle for a near fall on Yuta. Commander jumped off the ropes with a transition into a dropkick to Yuta. Commander spiked Yuta with a DDT for a 2 count. Yuta put Commander on a double wrist lock again. Double wrist lock again, grounding Commander. Commander used his third and final rope break here. Yuta was smiling ear to ear. Commander caught Yuta off guard with a Hurricanrana. Yuta nailed Commander with a bridging German suplex. Yuta pounded Commander with a hammer and elbows. Yuta put Commander in a double wrist lock again, and with no rope breaks remaining, Commander had no choice to tap out. So Yuta is retaining the ROH Pure Championship title. We're going to go right into Collision. Collision is coming from the Bojangles Coliseum, North Carolina. And then Daly's Place is housing Dynamite. And we're going to be starting off, we're going to have matches with FTR versus the House of Black, the Continental Crown match, Eddie Kingston versus Trent Beretta, Sting and Darby Allin versus the Workhorsemen. So that's what was on top for Saturday's Collision. I am sorry about me being so nasally. I have such bad bronchitis if you're just joining me. So, I'm hoping that there's going to be they're going to start stories to get to Revolution, because this is I'm not dealing with this. I don't like it. It's too chaotic for me, and it's just not consistent. Oh shit, after this I'm going to take a nap. You ain't kidding. I am like, wow. I want to scratch everything. That's why I have actual makeup on today, because I don't want to be rubbing my eyes. Why did I tap that? Sorry, people. If you're not antibiotic, I'm going to get itchies all over the place. So Collision, again, was coming from the Bojangles Coliseum in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Kakalaki. We started off with the Nate Chubbo and Ric Flair coming down the ramp to start the start of the show, accompanying Sting and Darby Allin for the opening match. So Sting and Darby Allin versus the Workhorsemen, J.D. Drake and Anthony Henry. Anthony Henry blindsided Darby before the match began. Sting pursued Henry, but J.D. Drake tried to hitch Sting in the back with a chair. Sting turned around and smacked the chair back into Drake's face, only Flair to chop Drake. Flair sent Drake ping-ponging the other way into a lariat from Sting. If that was happening, shouldn't he be sent to the back? I don't want to tell how people should be refereeing, but I think that's how it should be doing. That's just me. Henry swept out Darby's legs on the apron after wiping out Sting. Henry splashed Darby against the barricade. Henry power slammed Darby, and then Drake splashed Darby off the top turnbuckle for a near fall. Henry tagged in and nailed Darby with a backstabber. Drake grabbed a tag and chopped Darby. JD Drake cut off Darby from making the tag to Sting. Drake muscled over Darby with a belly-to-belly suplex. Darby dodged a moonsault and tagged in Sting. Drake got splashed by the Stinger. Darby nailed Henry with a coffin drop from the top to the arena floor. Sting finished off Drake with a scorpion death drop and pinned Drake. Duh. Any Sting match is going to be just considered a win. We move on to the Continental Crown Championship match. Eddie Kingston versus Trent Beretta. Kingston chopped Trent and battered him with a kicks to the spine. Trent fired back with a tornado DDT. Trent snapped suplexed Kingston. Eddie charged at Trent and blasted him with a rapid-fire chops. Eddie chopped Trent to the face and then got an earful from the ref. Trent may have suffered a broken nose as blood began to pour. His mom was in the arena. His mom is from Long Island, from here. Kingston hits a suplex on the arena floor, not letting up at all. Trent and Sue were sitting in front row, concerned for her son. Trent stunned Kingston with a jumping knee strike. Sometimes the taste of your own blood fires you up, said Nigel. Trent smashed Kingston with forearms. Kingston was on wobbly legs. Trent drop kicked Eddie, sending Eddie out of the ring. Trent flew out of the ring with a tope. Trent powered bombed Kingston back in the ring for a near fall. Eddie came back with an exploder and then a DDT for a 2 count. The blood was flowing freely down Trent's face. Trent rocked Eddie with a 3 consecutive German suplex a la Brock Lesnar. Trent crushed Eddie with a charging knee strike. Trent spiked Kingston with a Godchild pile driver for near fall. Trent tossed Eddie with a half and half. Eddie retaliated with an exploder suplex. Kingston pinned Trent after a standing Northern Lights bomb, and he retained his title. First defense, good job on Eddie. Quickly, I'm becoming a fan of his. Maybe it's because he's from New York. It's got to be the New York thing. Footage aired from the interview earlier in the day that Tony Schiavone conducted with Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Tony Schiavone asked about interest that Stokely Hathaway has been paying to them, especially to Statlander. Willow, you noticed that too, right? Tony, that was weird. Moving on. Let's focus on what I'm excited about. In 2024, I'm the only focus on just how hot start we had. We had a victory last night. Let's keep it rolling. Chris, you're right. Not only was 2023 huge for both of us, you won the Owen Hart Cup tournament. I won the TBS title, and we're just going to keep going. 2024 is going to be bigger and better than ever because we're two of the best wrestlers in AEW. Footage played FTW Hook was issuing a challenge. Hook, my winning percentage in this company is second to none. I think it's time to get another championship. Samoa Joe, I'm coming for you and your world title. Short, sweet. I like it. Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions Proving Ground match. The Undisputed Kingdom, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven versus Commander and Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. Bennett walloped Commander with chops and rammed him into the turnbuckle. Taven tagged in and crushed Commander with a backbreaker. Commander had his fist flurry of offense with Hurricanrana to Taven. Brian Keith tagged in and booted Taven in the face. Bennett entered the fray and slugged the bounty hunter. Bennett and Taven used their tandem offense on Keith. Tandem offense on Keith. Taven's face planted Keith. Taven connected with a leg lariat. Bennett charged at Keith, but Keith suplexed Bennett into the turnbuckles. Commander grabbed a tag, and rocked Taven with a speeding DDT. Taven climbed to the top, but Commander suplexed Taven from the top of Keith's shoulders. I gotta blow my nose. Pardon me. Keith flipped Commander overhead with Commander flying over the ropes and landing on the Undisputed Kingdom on the floor. Keith grabbed underhooks on Taven, but Bennett ran and rocked Keith with a lariat. Bennett spiked Commander with a pile driver. Taven smacked Keith with just the tip of the knee strike. After a double teaming Keith, Taven pinned Keith. So obviously, they're not getting a title shot. Renee Paquette was backstage with the Bullet Club Gold, Switchblade Jay White, and Austin and Colton Gunn. AEW Trios champions The Acclaim and Daddy Ass interrupted the interview. Billy Gunn, we're walking by and couldn't help to overhear you saying how your dad saved you again. Jay White, guys, this is none of your business. The whole thing started with Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom laying their hands on me. So we're going to be the ones who handle this and bang bang finish it. Castro, we could put hands on you right now if you want. The Guns asked how well that worked out the last time. Bowens, first off, you don't say it's none of our business because they threw me through glass. But everyone calm down. It pains me to say this. And it may be a crazy idea considering everything we've done to each other in the past. But I've been thinking about this the last 2 days. One thing I've learned since being in AEW is the only way to getting to the top is through factions. I mean, Jay, look at you. Look what you have done with Bullet Club in Japan. And look at a guy like Billy. Billy knows a thing or two about factions. All I'm saying, I know it's crazy. Think about it. They all went their separate ways, but not before Austin Gunn looked at Renee and said, I mean, it made sense. That's an interesting situation. Honestly. To be quite honest, you got possibly the Guns reuniting with Daddy Ass. You know, could it possibly maybe be the Acclaim and the Bullet Club Gold kind of merging? I think that would be cool. You know, Jay White has a great track record with a faction, and you know, I think it would work. honestly. But that's just me. The rated R superstar Adam Copeland came to the ring. And this is his first time to address his the whole thing, what had happened at World's End. So Adam Copeland. So in case you all missed World's End, Christian Cage and I beat the living hell out of each other, and I beat him for the TNT Championship. But this past Wednesday on Dynamite, I saw Christian Cage say that Adam Copeland goes to the back of the line. I think he forgets, as former champion, I get an automatic rematch. But it's okay. For our entire careers, he says, I've been handed all my opportunities. I've had the rocket strapped to my back. If you know, you know. Go listen to back episodes of their podcast, okay? Really, what is the issue? I just work harder than him. You know, you should be on your hands and knees kissing Killswitch's ass. So he wants me to earn my title shot, right? I'm going to start doing that right here tonight. I'm going from the, I'll start from the way back. I don't care because, like I said, I work hard. I'm here in my gear. I'm ready for a fight. I'm going to make an open challenge. Oh, for the love of God. So Adam Copeland goes from being a main eventer in WWE to now a mid card, and he's doing open challenges. Okay, whatever. So we're calling it, how fucking corny is this? Open. The Cope Open. Oh, for the love of God. Adam, you got knocked in the head two times, one too many times. I'm going to stand here in the middle of the ring and wait for somebody to step up. Maria Kanellis walked to the ramp. Cole Carter and Griff Garrison. Garrison, I'm Griff Garrison. Your ex-partner already has a t-shirt in WWE and he's already making strides. Who's winning at this? A lot of you may be asking, who's Griff Garrison? Griff Garrison is a guy that steps up to the plate against a Hall of Famer. Hey, bud, I'm over here. How about you look at me and show me some respect since I'm the one who accepted your open challenge? Copeland, Griff, you know, I like you. You remind me a lot of me when I was your age. I appreciate you coming in here. But, dude, you're stepping up below sea level to Mount Everest here. Garrison slapped Copeland in the face. Okay. We're doing this. Okay. Copeland, you know what, Griff? Strangely, that makes me like you even more. But now I'm going to have to beat your ass. Garrison was smiling, but Copeland booted him right in the kisser. Copeland lit up Garrison's chest, stinging chops. Copeland backdrop Griff. Cope smashed Garrison with a running clothesline. Maria grabbed Copeland's ankle and distracted him. Cole Carter tripped Copeland. Garrison took advantage of the face distraction and cracked Copeland with a boot to the face. Garrison used a hammer throw, sending Copeland hard into the corner. Garrison suplexed Copeland. Copeland ducked a Larry attempt. Copeland climbed to the top turnbuckle and connected with a big crossbody for a near fall. Copeland charged in, looking for the spear, but Garrison countered with a discus shot. Garrison climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Copeland hammered him. Copeland wore out Garrison and repeated headbutts. Copeland suplexed Garrison. Copeland applied a submission and forced Garrison to tap out. Cole Carter dropkicked Copeland from behind. Carter went for a 450 splash. Copeland moved out of the way. Copeland speared Carter. Do you agree with The Rock versus... Yes. If they're going to put this match, it better be on Perth next month. I don't want it anywhere near WrestleMania. The Nature Boy was backstage with Darby Allin and Sting. Flair, next week, a really big week. Jacksonville, it's where Sting returned to wrestling. AEW hit his first match in 6 years. It's where Sting and Darby united and became this entity that's unbeatable. Darby, 26-0. Flair, next week, 27-0. Stinger, Darby Allin, and the Nature Boy at Daly's place. Sting, yeah, I'm ready. I'm on my way to Jacksonville, Florida, at Daly's place, and I've got a smack talking guy talking about how he's going to take us out. Don't think Don Callis' company that the singer is just going to coast away through these last few weeks. No, that ain't the case. I'm coming to Jacksonville, and the only thing for sure that Sting is at Daly's place. It's going to be showtime. Sky Blue versus Kiera Hogan. They locked up and Sky tripped Hogan. Sky applied a side headlock. Hogan pushed her off, but Blue rammed Hogan's head into the mat. Sky missed a slap, but Hogan connected with a slap of her own. Hogan hip attacked Sky. Sky grabbed Hogan by the hair and cracked her with an elbow shot to the back of the head. Sky stomped on Kiera. Hogan showing off her demonic side. Sky jumped off the turnbuckles with Kiera counted with a thrust kick, perfectly timed. Hogan drop kicked Sky. Hogan followed up with a neck breaker for a near fall. Sky Blue trapped Hogan in the ropes and rocked her with a thrust kick. Blue used a fallaway slam and transitioned into a dragon sleeper, forcing Kiera to tap out. Sky Blue picked up the victory. A vignette aired showcasing the comeback of Serena Deeb, who is returning imminently. Thank Christ. Thank Christ. Gotta love that iced coffee. Claudio Castagnoli versus Andrew Andretti. Before the match, Claudio challenged Hangman Adam Page to a match on Wednesday on Dynamite. Claudio hosted up Everett. Oh, sorry. It's Andrew Everett. I thought it was Action Andretti. I'm sorry. Everett. And body slammed him. Claudio choke slammed Everett. Claudio put Andrew in a giant swing and hurled him halfway across the ring. Claudio whipped Everett into the turnbuckles. Andrew sent Claudio to his knees courtesy of a Pele kick. Andrew jumped off the ropes, but Claudio dodged him and spiked him with a pile driver. Claudio clobbered Andrew with a kick-out lariat and pinned Andrew Everett. See on Wednesday, Hangman Adam Page and Claudio sent Claudio to the camera. Lexi Nair was backstage with AEW World Tag Team Champions Absolute Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Starks. I know everybody at Daly's Place are waiting for the return of Ricky Starks. And how fitting. I made my debut there. And while I wasn't successful, I will return there as one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions. And Sammy, all of your history that we have, that goes out the window next week, and I destroy you and I cut the legs out from underneath you. Big Bill, it's Saturday night. Whether it's Saturday night and neither of you are here, next Saturday, North Fork, Virginia, for the AEW World Tag Team titles at Battle of the Belts. It'll be Absolute Ricky Starks and Big Bill defending against Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho in a street fight. That's it, Sammy, if you make it past Wednesday. I actually made sure that nothing got in the way for me to watch this without any distractions or whatnot. This match was a good fucking match. When I was watching this match, I was like, Triple H is like probably would be grinning from ear to ear to see this match. Because I can guarantee you he was like marking out seeing his boys, because I know that these are his boys. Big time boys. And if you're wondering why were they saved, bunch of cuts. Couldn't do anything about it. Now we could do something about it if they were in WWE. Of course they would have protected him. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I could see all four of these guys, once their contract is up, they're going back. I definitely see these guys because by then, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood wants to go back with CM Punk, and they'll reignite that trio. And by then, Buddy Matthews will be married to Rhea Ripley, and he's going to want to be with his wife. And of course, Malachi is going to want to be with Zelina. So it's a given. And I know that Malachi wants to work with Triple H again. Matthews pointed at Harwood's daughter, who was sitting at ringside. Harwood did take lightly, to say the very least. Harwood chopped at Matthews. Dax grabbed a tax, and Buddy took him down with a wrist lock. Dax hit a drop toe hold and tagged Cash Wheeler. Malachi Black entered the ring. Dax blocked a kick from Malachi. Dax flipped off Black. Malachi connected with a sliding drop kick. Cash came in and clubbed Black with a forearm and then delivered a European uppercut to Matthews. Malachi Black moonsaulted off the second turnbuckle and landed on Cash, who was on the arena floor. Matthews and Black double teamed Cash Wheeler in the corner. Cash sent Black hard into Buddy. Cash crawled to make the tag, but Buddy cut him off with a kick. Dax tagged in and cleaned house on the House of Black. Dax nailed Black with a brainbuster for a near fall. Black backed elbow Dax after some assistance from Buddy. Black cracked Dax with a knee. Dax pulled Black down hard onto the turnbuckles as Black was climbing. FTR hit a power and glory suplex and splash on Black. Dax covered Black, but Matthews mauled Cash with a meteor, knocking Cash into Dax and breaking up the pin attempt. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Cash went for a tope, but the House of Black blasted him with a stereo knees and hurled him into the announce desk. Black grabbed a steel chair and brought him into the ring. Black was staring at Dax's wife and daughter in the front row. While Black was taunting them, Dax drilled Black with a stiff shot and then hit Matthews. FTR blocked Buddy with a shatter machine, but Black broke up the pin attempt and had on Buddy. FTR spiked Black with a package pile driver on the apron. Brody King walked down the ramp, and Daniel Garcia chased after him, waffling Brody with a steel chair, helping FTR. What a stand up guy Daniel Garcia is, said Kevin Kelly. As Dax was entering the ring, Buddy curb stomped him. Buddy powerbombed Dax and went for a cover, but Dax countered with a pin attempt of his own and scored the victory pin. After the match, the House of Black triple teamed FTR and Daniel Garcia. Buddy curb stomped Cash on the steel chair. Buddy held his steel chair against Dax's face, and Black hit him with a spin kick right in front of Dax's family. TBS champion Julia Hart rang the bell over and over. The bell tolls for thee, said Kevin Kelly. And that was the 10 bell salute from Julia Hart. Is the death of FTR, wondered Nigel. I really was hoping that FTR lost because I would have loved to see them turn dark. You know? That's just me. We are going to go to Dynamite. I'm blind, sorry. We were from the Daly's place in Jacksonville, Florida. It was homecoming for AEW. Now, Daly's Place has been host of all the pandemic AEW shows. So, we started the first match, Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli versus Hangman Adam Page. This match was chef's kiss. This was the only thing I liked. After that, I could have shut it off and went to bed. Page charged at Claudio, and Claudio booted him in the face. Claudio was entering the ring. Page and Claudio brawled outside the ring. Claudio sent Hangman hard into the barricade. He followed up with a running knee European uppercut to Hangman. Back in the ring, Claudio thumped Page in the eyes. Claudio hit a double stomp on Hangman's chest for a near fall. Claudio nailed Page with a headbutt in the corner. Hangman absorbed forearms from Claudio. Claudio pulled Page down by the hair and then hurled Hangman in the giant swing. Claudio applied a sharpshooter and then transitioned into a crossface. Hangman escaped and blasted Claudio with a Death Valley driver. Oh, I am going to definitely be breaking out because of these antibiotics. Page countered with a European uppercut with a backslide for an ear fall. Hangman clobbered Claudio with a planche over the top and onto the arena floor. Claudio press slammed Page out of the ring onto the ramp. Hangman ate a boot from Claudio. They fought on the ramp. Page created some distance, charged down the ramp, and sent Claudio back in the ring with a lariat. Claudio countered with a buckshot lariat with a pop-up European uppercut for a 2 count. Claudio and Page paintbrushed one another in the ring. Both men went hard over the top rope. As Page hit a lariat and the momentum toppled them. Hangman went for a moonsault, but Claudio caught him. Hangman spiked Claudio with a DDT on the arena floor. Hangman moonsaulted off of the concrete wall. Fans chanted AEW, AEW. Hangman reversed the tombstone piledriver with one of his own, drilling Claudio's head into the mat. Claudio reversed a deadeye attempt and sent Hangman flying face first into the turnbuckles. Claudio battered Hangman with stiff shots in the corner. Hangman escaped, and the hammer and anvil strikes with a deadeye for a 2 count. Claudio clocked Page with an uppercut. Claudio climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Hangman stunned him with a kick. They jockey for positions up top. Hangman countered with an avalanche Ricola bomb with a Hurricane Rana. Hangman followed up with a 2 consecutive buckshot lariats, scored a pin on Claudio. Great match by both athletes. Outstanding. Could have gone either way, said Taz. 2 of the best in AEW right there, replied Tony Schiavone. There was a highlight package aired playing to Mr. Brody Lee. Eight-man tag match in honor of the Exalted One, Brody Lee. This was the men's version. Of course, they have to have one for the men and one for the women's. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy, Adam Copeland, and Dustin Rhodes with LFI's press advance. He was in the Dark Order. Versus the Mara Hark, Lance Archer, the Ring of Honor World Six-Man champions, the Mogul Embassy, Brian Cage, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona. Dustin Rhodes scoop slammed Toa. Toa cracked Dustin with a headbutt. Preston Vance tagged in, but so did Brian Cage. Preston dodged a splash and then landed a solid shot. Copeland tagged in and used a drop toe hold. Cassidy jumped in and was looking for a chokeslam on Cage. Cage shrugged off Orange, but Orange crushed Cage with a stun dog millionaire. Lance Archer splashed Cassidy and then rocked Orange with a rising knee strike. Jake Roberts struck Jose, the assistant, outside the ring. Orange countered with a blackout from Archer with a DDT. Preston Vance and Cobb tagged in for their respective teams. Preston hit a shoulder tackle on Khan and Leona. Vance caught Khan down with a cutter, but Toa broke up the pin attempt. Brian Cage hoisted up Rhodes and planted him. Copeland came in and nailed Crack Cage with an impaler. Orange clobbered Khan with a orange punch and then chokeslammed him. Khan chokeslammed Khan. Sorry. Archer attacked Orange with a bossman slam. Toa held Vance. While Archer moved in, Vance escaped, and Archer inadvertently connected with Toa. Copeland speared Cage. Preston Vance smashed Khan with a discus lariat and pinned him. Great win, and a great win for Preston Vance, said Tony Schiavone. And I'm glad he got the pin. Gotta put some more chapstick on him, I'm sorry. Jay White, Renee Paquette was backstage with Bullet Club Gold. Jay White said, the Undisputed Kingdom were going after all the gold, but whatever they could do, Bullet Club could do better. The AEW World Trios Championships, the Acclaim Daddy Ass interrupted. The Acclaim made an offer to combine their forces again. Bang Bang Scissor Gang, super faction. Think about it, said Anthony Bowens. Jay White, first off, we're not a faction, we're a gang. but we're going to need a little bit more time to ponder that. You guys sit by your phones right. Time for the champion to make his um, return to AEW. The AEW World Champion, Samoa Joe, came to the ring. They have a new design, which I kind of like, but I don't like. I don't understand why they have to keep changing the title after new champions. I don't like it. Whatever at this point. Samoa Joe, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Samoa Joe, and I stand before you tonight as your AEW World Champion. I was destined for this. And in the light of that, tonight, I want to make some changes to it. Changes to the Championship Challenge protocol. When you're a champion, you become a marked man. I heard even the devil who makes a bad deal is looking for Samoa Joe. Here are the changes we're making to the championship protocol. No more will you will have to come out here and whine on the microphone about your poor misfortune. You bring your record and your reputation, you submit it to the championship committee, and if you are deemed worthy, you walk out and you have me stop your ass in front of of anyone who was cheering for you. For the new championship era here, and for all you want a piece of me, your champion will be waiting. So Swerve Strickland comes onto the ramp with Mogul Embassy and Prince Nana. That dance is very obnoxious. I don't like it. Swerve, a couple of months ago, I told Hangman Adam Page it wasn't personal. I was just after his spot. And look what happened. I took it. So now I'm going to reiterate the same thing to you, Joe. It's not a personal thing. I just want that AEW World Championship, and I'm going to take it. However, after I take the title, you choose to make this personal thing. I mean, I'd be more than happy to. Hangman Adam Page approaches the ring and stood in there with Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland. Page, well, boys, if you're making New Year's resolutions, I'll go ahead and make mine. I beat John Moxley. I reunite with the Elite. As much as you found me, Swerve, I found you. But the one thing I lost sight of last year was that the AEW World Championship, and in 2024, I will make it mine. I see you smirking, Joe, but I haven't forgot about what you did to me. And I'm going to take that title for it. So Joe was alone in the ring after this whole situation. They left, and Samoa Joe was in the ring. FTW World Champions music hit. Hook entered the ring, and he and Samoa Joe stared at each other. Hook pointed at Joe's title, said 1 week. Whoa, 1 week, said Tony Schiavone. Well, Samoa Joe is a marked man, said Excalibur. Renee Paquette was backstage with AEW World Champion Timeless Tony Storm, Mariah May, and Luther the Butler. Mariah asked if Tony watched her match. Tony said she was sent a screener, but she didn't see a single frame. Renee asked Tony about it. Deanna showing up on Dynamite last week. Tony, that name does sound familiar. All these women are coming after my title. Well, duh. What are they coming for? To have a cup of small tea with you? I feel like I'm the prettiest girl at the dance. Luther said a meeting with this Deanna. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. AEW World Tag Team Champion Ricky Starks versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy and Ricky looked up Sammy grabbed a headlock, but Starks escaped. Ricky hit a shoulder block on Sammy. Starks chopped Sammy in the corner. Sammy tripped up Starks. Sammy moonsaulted off the ring post and wiped out Starks on the arena floor. Starks and Sammy traded shots on the ring apron. Starks rocked Sammy with a Ramshackle in the ring. Sammy managed to fire back with a thrust kick. Sammy ascended to the top turnbuckle. Starks grabbed Sammy right ankle. Starks ate a big back elbow from Sammy. Sammy went for a moonsault, but Ricky countered with boots to the face. Starks power slammed Sammy for a near fall. Sammy dodged a spear. Sammy landed a kick under Starks' chin. Sammy followed up with a second thrust kick. Sammy rolled up Starks with an inside cradle to score and scored the pin. I'm going to blow my nose again. I'm sorry. Sammy's in the building. Sammy's building important momentum against the momentum ahead of the Battle of the Belts this Saturday. So I believe there's going to be like maybe 3 hours of like collision or something like that. I'd have to look at it and I'll tweet it out. Said Excalibur. Sammy offered his hand to Ricky after the match, showing a sign of good sportsmanship. Ricky accepted. Big Bill blindsided Sammy as Starks and Sammy distracted with a handshake. Starks stomped on Sammy. Chris Jericho ran to the ring, rocked Big Bill with a code breaker. Ricky and Sammy continued to brawl. There's no rules this Saturday night, a huge street fight at the Battle of the Belts at Excalibur. And they were yelling, NDA, NDA, NDA at Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, I think it's time to start thinking about wrapping up your career and just going to Fozzy. That's just me. I was just wondering where my chopstick was. I thought it rolled underneath my microwave. Now the women's version of the 8-man for the Exalted one, Brody Lee. I'll always do this for him. Anna Jay, Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, Willow Nightingale versus CBS champion Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Ruby Soho, and Saraya. Stokely Hathaway was in the front row holding a huge side support of Chris Statlander. Mr. Orange Cassidy's going to fucking orange punch you. All right? Just keep it professional, Stokely. Keep it professional. Anna Jay and Ruby Soho began their respective teams. Anna Jay connected with a solid shot. Statlander tagged in and slammed Soho. Statlander tagged into Anna, who hit a flipping neck breaker. Willow walloped Soho. Thunder Rosa tagged in and blasted Ruby Soho. Julia Hart tagged in and she and Sky Blue double teamed Thunder Rosa. Ruby was taken off her feet with a drop toe hold from Thunder Rosa, who grabbed a tag and charged at Ruby and splashed her in the corner. Willow climbed to the top rope, but Harley Cameron swiped Willow off the top rope. Willow dropped Sky and Julia with a double clothesline. Chris tagged in and cleaned house on the opposition. Chris planted Saraya for a near fall. Sky Blue was looking for a cold blue, but Chris shrugged her off. Willow pounced Sky. Thunder Rosa ate a thrust kick from Saraya. Statlander nailed Saraya with a rolling German suplex. Anna Jay and Julia Hart clubbed each other. Sky Blue tagged in, but Anna applied the Queenslayer and made Sky Blue tapped out. That's an impressive victory because Sky Blue had a plethora of momentum as of late, said Taz. And after this match, because it was so personal to Anna Jay, she had some very nice words, and I think it's on YouTube. You can go check it out after this, please, after this. And it was kind of touching. It was kind of touching, and from where she's come from then to now, she has done And I'm still upset we never got Anna Jay versus Brandy Rhodes because we were supposed to get that, but Brandy Rhodes got pregnant with Liberty, and the rest is history. And now, basically, I don't think Brandy Rhodes would ever go back to AEW, so that match will never happen. Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta had some words for Eddie Kingston. Yuta, Eddie, you did not beat me in the Continental Classic because I was busy on Rampage. Eddie, the Continental crown is something I want, so bring it on Rampage. Roderick Strong with the Undisputed Kingdom versus Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. When I see Roderick Strong now, get rid of that Adams shit, please, for the love of God. When I see that dick prick Roderick Strong from, all right, remember Takeover New Orleans? And he turned on Pete Dunne. That fucking face just instantaneously made me fall in love with him. I loved it. And then when he was laughing, and it was like machismo was coming out of him, and I was completely yes, take my money, 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 please, take my money, please, take my money, please. And I was like, yes, let's do this. And then he takes the armband. It was like, oh, it's, to this day, it gets me moist. But that's neither here nor there. So, anywho, Strong and Keith chain wrestled. Roderick got the upper hand. Roddy hit a shoulder tackle, but then Keith came in with a big boot. Keith chopped at Strong. Both men traded shots on the apron. Roderick picked up Keith and planted him hard on the apron. Back in the ring, Strong continued the assault on Brian Keith. The bounty hunter applied the pressure with boxing elbows. Roderick countered with a suplex for near fall. Keith headbutted Strong and then came over the top with a diamond dust. Keith was trying for a tiger driver, but Roderick powered out. Roddy cracked Keith with an end of heartache and scored the win. A dominant victory for Roderick Strong at Excalibur. Adam Cole pulled up a chair while the Undisputed Kingdom flanked him. Cole, when I said this place is going to change, I meant what I said. So many people were so concerned about earning your respect. We were not worried about you at all. We don't want to earn anything from you because we deserve it. Roderick Strong is a 20-year veteran. As far as I'm concerned, AEW International Championship has Roddy's name on it. And Tavern and Bennett, not only the greatest Ring of Honor tag team champions of all time, your current Ring of Honor tag team champions, they have ever gotten the credit they deserve. And of course, the monster, the dominant one, the most physical, vicious, mean in AEW, and I'm talking about Wardlow. Now, Wardlow is surrounded by people who respect him. When the time is right, we're going to win the AEW World Championship. Boys and girls, say hello to your new home, or should I say your new kingdom, and get comfortable because we're going to be here for a very long time. And he sounded like he was in the Undisputed Era. And Mama was a very proud and very, very, very proud and very beaming with pride. I was like, my boys, even though they're not my boys, I got two of my boys back on the same page. So we got Renee Paquette was backstage with the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna, I'm still on cloud nine, set my sights on the AEW World Champion Toni Storms. If she wants to pretend she doesn't know who I am, that's fine. She'll be reminded when I make my Collision debut this Saturday. Red Velvet walked onto the set to interrupt. Red Velvet, I will be making my AEW Collision, and as well, I say you get in the ring with me and we can stir it up. Main event time. This, Tony, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to kill Sting before he actually retires. Are you Now I can understand WWE being so careful with him. Oh my God. Darby Allin and Sting versus the Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, and Powerhouse Hobbs with Don Callis. The Nature Boy Ric Flair walked out to first accompany Sting and Darby Allin. Darby Allin jumped on Takesha's back. Sting went right after Powerhouse Hobbs on the outside. Sting watched Hobbs with a waxed Hobbs with a steel chair. Hobbs headbutted Sting. Darby whipped a chair at Takesha. Takesha pointed at Flair and chopped Darby Allin. Darby dropkicked Takesha and followed up with a Crawford drop. Takesha blocked the Crawford drop and countered with a German suplex on the floor. Takesha and Hobbs double-teamed Sting in the ring. They went after Darby next and swung around and like a sack of flour. Sting fired up and splashed Hobbs. Takesha rocked Sting with a jumping knee strike. Ric Flair got on the ring and chopped Hobbs and poked Hobbs in the eye. Darby rocketed out of the ring at Takesha. Sting planted Hobbs with a spinebuster. Darby dodged a running knee from Takesha. Darby climbed the set to the top of the bleachers, and Coffee dropped onto Takesha. Hobbs picked up Sting, but Sting escaped and nailed Hobbs with a Scorpion Death Drop off the stage and down through the tables at ringside. Sting covered Hobbs and pinned Hobbs for the victory. That was ridiculous. That was uncalled for. I don't understand why this was even allowed. So Tony Schiavone went into the ring to interview Sting, Darby Allin, and Ric Flair. Fans chanted, "Thank you, Sting. Thank you, Sting." Tony Schiavone, Sting, I have one question for your final match. Who will your opponent be? The Bucks music hit. They look like somebody out of the freaking 30s. They are calling out the icon for his final match, asked Excalibur. Darby dared at the Bucks to get in the ring. Sting is taking this all in. The plot continues to thicken, replied Jim Ross. The Young Bucks essentially calling out Sting and Darby Allin for revolution, said Excalibur. So this weekend, which is at the North Charleston Coliseum in North Carolina. It's in North Charleston, South Carolina. And it's going to be the Battle of the Belts. And it's going to be, I think, maybe 3 hours, depending on what's going on with the... are they going to only do 2 hours? One half is going to be Battle of the Belts. I got to check on my television. I have no fucking clue. So that is that. Please do me a favor. Go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Please go check out the people over Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. And if you support independent wrestling, go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. And if you want to see any past opponents, past events, go check out the Premier app for only $9.99 a month. You can download it, and there you go. On to WWE. Please also follow me on X. Follow me on Threads, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Cameo. Or Mel'S Mat Chat. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, you will know about it. SmackDown from last week. Boy, did Mr. Reigns do a boo-boo. A boo-boo. And I felt bad for the wise man having to break the news to him. So the lineup for SmackDown. Triple threat match to determine the number one contender for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight. Butch and an unknown partner versus Pretty Deadly. The WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky versus Mia Yim. We'll hear from Logan Paul. We'll hear from Roman Reigns, the United States Champion Tournament Final. Kevin Owens versus Santos Escobar. SmackDown opens up when the car arrives to the arena. Roman Reigns steps out. Kayla tries to interview Roman Reigns, who's just laughing at her, and leaves. The United States Champion Tournament Final. Kevin Owens versus Santos Escobar opens the first. That's the first match, which I'm glad. Kevin Owens' music comes out. Escobar comes out. And Escobar comes out with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And then Logan comes out. So the gang's all here. But before the match gets underway, Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro attack Garza and Humberto before the match begins. So to get them out of the way. The match starts with Owens attacks Santos and hits Cannonball in the corner. He hits a frog splash, cover 1-2 kick out. Come back from commercial break. Owens hits a senton. He climbs the top rope, but is stopped. Santos knocks Owens off the top rope. He sends him into the ring. Escobar goes to work on Owens. Escobar with a hurricanrana on Owens, sending him out of the ring. Escobar hits a suicide dive on him. Owens sets up Escobar on the top rope. Escobar goes for an axe handle, but Owens hits an atomic drop, and he drops Escobar. Owens climbs to the top rope, but is stopped. Owens hits a swinging fisherman suplex off the top rope, and we go to commercial break. Coming back from commercial break, Escobar is sent to the apron. Owens knocks him off the apron. Owens with a senton on Escobar. He sends Escobar in the ring. Owens goes for a swanton bomb, but Escobar gets his knees up. Escobar attacks him in the corner. He hits a Hurricane Rana off the top rope and follows up with a splash. Cover 1-2 kick out. Escobar sets up Owens on the top rope. Owens hits a rolling senton over the top rope. Cover 1-2 kick out. Owens hits a super kick and hits a pop-up power bomb. Owens hits the stunner for the win, and Kevin Owens is taking on Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble. So then after the match, Logan Paul gets over on the microphone and congratulates Owens for winning. He said Owens is sweating, but he hasn't broke a sweat defending his titles for 62 days. He says Owens beating him is like a Canucks winning the Stanley Cup. Owens punch him in the face because I would. That's disrespectful, but I understand why he did what he did. Bobby Lashley music plays, and he comes out with the Street Profits. This is where it gets good. Before that, we go to commercial break. Logan Paul is walking backstage, and Kathy Kelly interviews him. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory interrupt him and try to take him to the training room. Cameron Grimes walks by and laughs at him, which starts confrontation. Bobby Lashley is in the ring with the Street Profits. Lashley says 2023 was the toughest year of his career. He says the highlight of his 2023 was linking up with the Street Profits. He says their resolution is to fight and take everything they deserve for 2024. Montez Ford says they are going to hop on the trend. He says they will take advantage of every opportunity to capture gold. Dawkins says it's been a while since they won tag team gold. He says he asks Judgment Day to watch out for them. Lashley declares himself for the 2024 Royal Rumble, and I'm glad that the Street Profits should not be in it. They're tag teams. No tag team should be in the Royal Rumble. So before this, I just got the notification that Bobby Lashley has basically confirmed their new stable, which is now called the Pride. Too much like King, I think. Just saying. So a countdown starts, and a short vignette of Karrion Kross plays on the tight trot. Karrion Kross shows up on the entrance ramp with Paul Ellering and Scarlett Bordeaux, which she looks so fucking hot. I love the outfit. I love everything about this. Authors of Pain attack Lashley and the Street Profits. Authors of Pain hits the Super Collider on the Street Profits. Cross plants Lashley on the mat. Oh. Can I say delicious? And as what we now know, that Judgment Day, with what's ever going on with R-Truth, I am now stopping buying Judgment Day merchandise. Whatever I have, it's the cool shit. Whatever's going on now, it's totally fucking comic. This is now my new obsession. Sorry, Bobby. Sorry, Damien. Sorry, Dirty Dom. Sorry, Finn. Sorry, JD McDonough. But I can't do this. I can't. They made a dominant faction into a joke. Can't do it. WWE Women's Championship match. Io Sky versus Mia Yim. The match starts with, we come back from commercial break. The match starts with Io takes Mia down and hits a double stop. Io set outside the ring. Michin hits a suicide dive on Io. Come back from commercial break. Michin dives Io into the mat. Cover 1-2 kick out. Michin blocks on a half crab. Io gets to the rope. She rolls to the apron. Io with a German suplex on the apron. Io hits a springboard drop kick. She climbs to the top rope and goes for a moonsault, but Michin reverses and hits the dragon suplex. Cover 1-2 kick out. Sky comes back in with a meteor cover 1-2 kick out. She climbs to the top rope but stopped and kicked off. Io goes for her Karada, but Michi catches her and hits the Styles Clash over the top rope. Cover 1-2 rope break. Michi goes for the suicide dive and misses. Io hits a meteor onto the barricade and she sends her into the barricade and she sends her into the ring. Io hits another meteor. She then hits the she hits over the moonsault for the win. That meteor is being used way too much. And I want to discuss something. I am sick and tired of fucking hearing about Mercedes Moné. Wherever the fuck she goes, she goes. Just get her back on TV. I don't give a fuck at this point. Driving me crazy. So Io Sky picks up the victory. No brainer. Paul Heyman is backstage and he says The Rock name drops Roman Reigns because he wants to sit at the head of the table. In my mind, he is the head of the table. Roman Reigns is not. Sorry. Till Roman Reigns beats The Rock is still somewhat of a face of the company. He says The Rock has not been invited to sit at the head of the table because he is looking at the shortcut at the headlines. He says calling out Roman Reigns is a way to go viral. He even says Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles all compete to be smashed by Reigns. He said there's no one on the face of the planet that can beat Roman Reigns. Yeah, his name is Cody Rhodes. Butch and a partner unknown versus Pretty Deadly. So Pretty Deadly goes to the ring, and then we come back for commercial break. Io Sky is walking backstage, but she is joined by Damage Control, who are ecstatic for her win. Bailey says she knew Io would win against Michin. Io says her reign will never end. Bailey says Kabuki Warriors are going to become tag team champions. Kai says Bailey will win the Royal Rumble match. Bianca interrupts them to say she's entering the Royal Rumble. Who fuck cares? We know that. And she will win the Royal Rumble for the second time and then end the Io era. Kai says Bailey needs to take care of Bianca as leader of Damage Control. So Butch comes out after this whole situation. Out comes Tyler Bate. Can we get Pete Dunne's name back? For the love of God. For the love of Pete. The song plays and he joins him and they walk to the ring. And they did the mustache mountain. I was so fucking marking out. Somewhere Trent 7 is beaming with pride in TNA. The match begins with Bate takes down Kit Wilson. Wilson and Bate tag out. Butch knocks down Elton Prince. Wilson comes in and Butch stomps his arm. Butch hits a moonsault while Bate dives onto them. Come back from commercial break. Butch tries to fight back but is stopped by Prince. Butch suplexes Prince. Both men tag out. Bate attacks Pretty Deadly. Bate with a head scissors. Bate hits a flying uppercut on Wilson. He then hits a shooting star press on Prince. Bate with a airplane spin on Wilson. Bate tags out and Butch hits a German suplex on Wilson. Cover 1-2. Prince makes the save. Butch climbs on the top rope, but is knocked off by Prince. Wilson rolls him up, but can't get the win. Butch breaks his fingers of Wilson. He tags in, hits double Tyler Driver 98 for the win, and it's so awesome to see those two back together. Does this put a monkey wrench with Rich Holland and Sheamus? We see that this is the next feud. I'd see it. We go to the back. Ashanti walks into Nick Aldis's office, and he says he's ready and needs an opportunity. Aldis says he believes in him, and he says he has to come up with some ideas. I think now, if they want to use his strengths, I think he needs maybe let put him with Cedric Alexander as a tag team. Let's try it out. They can revive Hit Row, possibly with Cedric Alexander. It's a threat. It's not a threat. It's a thought. I'm congested. Please forgive me. Triple threat to determine the number one contender for the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. I wish they go back to just WWE Champion, and that's it. This is too long for me. Come back from commercial break. Knight attacks Styles in the corner. Knight sends Styles into the corner. This was a great match. Styles is sent to the outside. Randy dumps Knight out of the ring. Orton dumps Knight on the announce table. Everybody's dumping everybody. He does the same to Styles. He slams Knight on the announcer's table again. Styles slams Orton on the announce table. Styles sends Knight into the steel steps. He sends Orton into the ring. Styles goes for the phenomenal forearm, but is stopped by Orton, who hits a draping DDT. Knight pulls Orton out of the ring and sends him to the steel steps. Styles dives onto Knight. We go to commercial break, and I gotta blow my nose again. I'm sorry. There will be one day that I don't have to do this. Oh my God. Styles with a sliding forearm on Knight. Styles knocks down Knight. Styles sends Orton on into the barricade. He slams him onto the steel steps. Knight fights back against Styles and stops him into the corner. Knight then attacks Orton with a side Russian leg sweep. Knight with a backdrop. Orton comes back with a couple of clotheslines and a power slam. Knight Styles. Wait. He power slams Styles as well. Orton goes for an RKO, but Knight hits a blunt force trauma cover. 1-2. Styles stops the referee from counting. Knight and Styles exchange strikes. Styles with a Pele kick to Knight. Styles hits the springboard 450 splash. Cover 1-2 kick out. Styles viciously attacks Knight. He sends Knight out of the ring. Styles goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Orton hits an RKO. Cover 1-2. Knight pulls the referee out of the ring. Roman Reigns comes out. So he thinks he's smart. He's a dumbass. You can see the cracks of the of his of being the tribal chief are weighing on him, and he comes out with the bloodline. Solo enters the ring and attacks Knight. He sends Knight out of the ring. They attack Orton and Styles. Sequoia hits Orton with the steps. Reigns powerbomb Styles. He sends Styles out of the ring. Reigns with a Superman punch to Knight. He follows up with a spear. So it was a no contest. So after the match, Jimmy sends Orton in the ring. Solo hits Samoan Spike while Reigns hits spear. Nick Aldis tells Paul Heyman that he is now making it a fatal four-way. What a moron Mr. Reigns is. And that's the end of it. What a fucking moron he is. Seriously. All right, Monday Night Raw. The lineup for Raw was CM Punk was returning to Raw, WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Kenny Carter and Katana Chance versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, Kofi Kingston versus Ludwig Kaiser, or Ludwig Kaiser. The Miz versus JD McDonough, Finn Balor versus Tommaso Ciampa, Black and Gold to the 10th power. Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and a sit down with R-Truth. Interview with R-Truth. Did want to watch it. I had to go back and watch it. We started with Cody is walking backstage. Drew McIntyre is in the ring. He said he needed to win the title, but he doesn't have it. He said he's so close to winning the title after the Claymore, but he cost himself the match. He said maybe he has been holding himself back. Drew says he needs to get his priorities right and step away from WWE for a while. Drew says he has been a lifelong dream. He says he didn't lose straight up because Damian Priest cashed in and cost himself the match. He attempted to cash in. He asked, why didn't Damian wait until the match was over to cash in? He says, between everything that's been going on, maybe he should have left for 9 years and maybe we'll get a hero's welcome. Dig into CM Punk. CM Punk heads out to the ring. Punk praises Roddy Piper because they're in Piper country, because they were in Portland, Oregon. He says it's known for talking, but he says he's known for talking, but asks if Drew is known for talking. He said all he has done since his return is talk. He says Drew can say anything he wants to his face while he stands in the corner. He does the old triple Shawn Michaels thing when he lays up on there. Drew says Punk has been in the company for over a month. He says Punk is costing people a lot of money the longer he has been around. He said he doesn't care what Punk said outside the company. He said what he cares what Punk does to him personally. He said he traveled the world with for years. Drew says when Punk was champion, he would walk around the locker like a leader. He said he needed a leader back then. He said he had a personal issue going on and he could have used a real leader, but Punk saw him as a threat. He says Randy could have helped because he couldn't have helped because he had his own issues. He says Punk could have helped him. He said he figured all of this out on his own. Punk said he never called himself a leader because he led by example. AEW! Just a little dig to the freaking young children that work there. He said Drew can join the straight edge society. He says Drew returned to the company bigger, faster, and stronger. He said he's following Drew's lead. He says he's Satan himself. Okay, we're going there. He said he's Satan himself. When he pushed Punk, says he's a nice guy until it's time now to be. He said he's here to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. Drew says they have a little problem. He said his title wins were for the company. Ugh. He said he will eliminate Punk from the Royal Rumble and win the title at WrestleMania. He said this time he will do it for himself. Punk said he's going to walk away before he knocks his teeth down his throat. He said Seth or Cody can't stop him from winning the Royal Rumble. He said he will win, throw Drew out last, and win the Royal Rumble. Finn Balor versus Tommaso Ciampa. This is going to get good. And I'm hoping that this is going to end at the Mania. So Tommaso Ciampa says before his fight, he wants something. He fights for it. He wants the tag titles, and he says DIY is going to win the tag team titles. I love it. Tommaso Ciampa theme song played, and he goes out to the ring. The match starts, and Balor attacks Ciampa in the corner. Ciampa comes back and knocks down Balor, who rolls out of the ring. Priest gets in the way of Ciampa. This allows Balor to knock Ciampa off the apron. Come back from commercial break. Ciampa with a reverse DDT. Balor takes down Ciampa and hits a double stop. Ciampa fights back with a jumping knee, and he follows up with a backbreaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Balor hits Ciampa with a sling blade and hits a shotgun dropkick. He goes for a coup de grace and misses. Ciampa with a right punch. Priest gets on the apron, but Gargano gets involved, and DIY takes him out. Balor goes for a suplex, but Ciampa reverses it, pins him at Gargano with Gargano's help. Uh-oh. Do we see this? Do we see this? Hoping so. Jackie interviews Becky Lynch, who says she imagines Nia would break her nose with a right punch. She says Nia put her full weight behind her punch, but she got back up and declared herself in the Royal Rumble. She says neither Nia is getting weaker or she's getting weaker or Nia's getting stronger. She says this is just the beginning. Kofi Kingston versus Ludwig Kaiser. We go to commercial break. The match begins with Kaiser knocks down Kofi. He attacks him viciously. Kofi fights back and attacks Kaiser in the corner. Kaiser plants him on top of the turnbuckle. He sends Kofi into the post. Kaiser with a running drop kick. Kofi comes back with a crossbody. He sends Kaiser to the outside. Kofi goes for a suicide dive, but Kaiser catches him with a right hand. Kaiser sends Kofi into the barricade. Come back from commercial break. Kaiser stops Kofi. He then jumps off the second rope, but Kofi gets his feet up. Kofi with the trust fall on Kaiser. Kaiser sends him into the ring post. Kaiser goes for the running uppercut, but crashes into the barricade. The referee counts them both out. Kofi super kicks Kaiser. Double count out. Kofi dives onto Kaiser. He attacks him. Kaiser pokes Kofi. Kofi sends Kaiser over the announce table. Kaiser throws a chair at Kofi, knocking him out. Kaiser continues to attack Kofi. He places Kofi on the steel steps and hits a running drop kick. And it was brutal. I loved it. Jackie is backstage and she interviews Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser says it was Kofi's fault. He says because of Kofi, he's the only one here. He says he is carrying the whole weight of Imperium. He said tonight he took Kofi's head. So next week, Gunther comes back from paternity leave. So Michael Cole is in the ring and he introduces Nia Jax. The music hits, she walks out, yada, yada, yada. Cole says, Nia shocked the world by defeating Becky Lynch. Nia says, why was it so shocking? She said, she is more focused. Nia says it would be more shocking if she broke Cole's face. Nia says she's going to win the Royal Rumble. No. Rhea Ripley comes out. Rhea says fans know that Nia likes to talk a big game. She says Nia's walking around like acting like she's won the Royal Rumble. She reminds her that she eliminated Nia last year. Rhea says Becky isn't like her. She tells her she doesn't own the division. She wants her to keep her name out of her mouth. Bloody mouth. Nia says Rhea may be the most dominant champion in the company. She says Rhea is too scared to face her in a singles match. She said she's going to choose Rhea when she wins the Royal Rumble. Nia walks away. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Katie Carter and Katana Chance versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Come back from commercial break. Before this match, Jackie interviews Cody Rhodes, who says this should be over. Shinsuke Nakamura attacks Cody from behind. WWE officials separate Nakamura and Cody Rhodes. Go back to the match at hand. The match begins with Katie Carter and Chelsea Green. Green dropkicks Katie, sending her out of the ring. Carter comes back with a dropkick. She attacks her in the corner and tags out. Chance attacks Green. Carter tags in, super kicks Green. Piper Niven comes in and gets sent outside the ring. Chance tags in and climbs the rope. Niven pulls Carter out of the ring. Green sends Chance into the turnbuckle. Niven's with a cannonball cover 1-2 kick out. Commercial break. Carter knocks down Green and knocks Niven off the apron. She super kicks Green, cover 1-2 kick out. Carter with a springboard leg drop. Cover 1-2 kick out. Carter sets up Green on the top rope. Chance tags in and hits a Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Cover 1-2 kick out. Chance tags in and goes for a moonsault, but Green gets her knees up. Green with a rough Raider, cover 1-2 kick out. Niven tags in and hits a senton on Carter. Cover 1-2. Chance makes the save. Green takes out Chance and Carter kicks Green out of the ring. Carter super kicks Niven. Niven with a Uranagi to Carter. Green tags in. Niven climbs to the top rope. Chance pulls Carter out of the ring. Niven hits a splash on Green. Chance knocks Niven out of the ring. Chance tags in and hits a keg stand for the win, and they retain. A video of Truth plays where he recalls the birth, and he says he told the doctors he would be in Judgment Day. He said they have an unbreakable bond. He says now that JD McDonough is gone, they are now a close family. No, they're not. He said he wants to send a message to every superstar and says if they need a shoulder to cry on, Judgment Day is there. What? This is not the mission statement. Judgment Day is backstage, and Judgment Day is upset. Damien says R-Truth was funny. He said he will handle Truth when it comes time. Rhea informs that DIY is coming after the titles. Balor is upset about DIY, but Damien calms him down. Priest calls Drew a joke and asks if it was smart of Rhea to make an enemy out of Nia. Rhea says she needs JD to handle the Miz. So that's the next match. The match begins with Miz knocks down JD McDonough. JD rolls out of the ring. JD gets back in the ring, and Miz attacks him. He attacks him in the corner and misses JD with a couple of kicks to the chest. Miz returns with a neck breaker. Miz hits a back body drop. Dominic attacks Miz from behind, and JD hits a jawbreaker. After the commercial break, JD trips Miz and dives onto him. Cover 1-2 kick out. Miz fights back against JD and attacks him in the corner. Miz with a running clothesline in the corner. Miz attacks JD in the chest. Miz kicks JD in the knee. He locks in the figure 4 leg lock, and JD gets to the ropes. Miz drop kicks JD McDonough and sends him into the ring. He hits a skull-crushing finale for the win. The Judgment Day is backstage and is upset about the loss. Rhea says she's going to talk to Adam Pearce. Seth is walking backstage to the ring. This is where I'm fucking pissed at fucking Triple H, and I hope that this is a rib, and this is just something like, funny. You know, it's only Joe. Don't worry. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Because if this is legit, I'm going to start questioning his judgment. No pun intended. Seth goes out to the ring. Rollins gets on the mic. He says, "We are just weeks away from the Royal Rumble." I can't believe 2 weeks from tomorrow. Royal Rumble. He says his WrestleMania track record is pretty good. He said he has never walked into WrestleMania as a world champion. He said he never has been headlined, but that changes this year as it is his year. Rollins says he took a title and turned it into the most important prize in the industry. Rollins says his work is not done. Yes, he's going to beat at WrestleMania. Jinder Mahal music comes and he comes out. And he says he was more revolutionary than champion than than Rollins within 5 minutes last week. Ginger insults the fans. He says the world champion speaks no truth. Jinder says Seth prides himself as a workhorse who provides opportunities except to him. Ginger says he beat Randy Orton with ease, and yet Seth disrespects him. He said he won't tolerate it. He says though Seth's facade, Ginger says he has Seth's attention for a long time. He says Ginger is right. He says he's been overlooking him, and he's been doing it on purpose. Seth mocks him for getting beaten up last week. Seth says Ginger got his attention. Now he asks him to take a swing. Ginger doesn't do anything, and Rollins turns around. Ginger attacks him from behind. He knocks Rollins down with a clothesline. Rollins super kicks him and goes for a stomp, but Ginger rolls out of the ring. And this gets him a fucking world title match. Alpha Academy music plays. And Otis comes to the ring with Maxie Dupree and Akira Tozawa because Otis versus Ivar is next. Come back from commercial break. The match begins with Otis knocks down Ivar. He goes to attack him in the corner, but Ivar knocks him down. Ivar attacks him in the corner. Ivar goes for a crossbody, but Otis catches him and slams him. Cover 1-2 kick out. Otis climbs the top rope, but is stopped. Ivar hits a powerbomb on Otis. Cover 1-2 kick out. Otis comes back with a clothesline. Otis hits a caterpillar on Ivar. Cover 1-2 kick out. Ivar comes back with a spinning heel kick. Ivar hits a doomsault for the win, and Ivar is the winner. After the match, Akira Tozawa gets in Ivar's face, but he shoves him out of the ring. Jackie interviews Jey Uso, says he's about to get his first singles championship this year. Bronson Reed interrupts him and says he also has plans to become champion and advises him to stay out of his way. We come back from commercial break, street fight, because they made this a street fight. This wasn't a street fight in the get-go. Street fight. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cody Rhodes. The match starts, and Cody hits a Nakamura with an uppercut. Nakamura rolls out of the ring, and Cody hits him with a drop kick. Cody and Nakamura brawl up the ramp. They brawl back to the ringside area. Cody chops Nakamura, and he slams Nakamura on the table. Cody sends him into the ring and climbs to the top rope, but Nakamura rolls out of the ring. Nakamura hits Cody with a broom. He takes a kendo stick and hits Cody Rhodes. Nakamura hits Cody multiple times. Come back from commercial break. Nakamura goes for a knee drop and misses. Cody hits Nakamura with a kendo stick many times. Nakamura sets Cody on the turnbuckle and hits him with a running knee. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins kicks Rhodey in the face. Sorry. Nakamura kicks Cody in the face. Nakamura kicks Cody in the face. Cody knocks down, gets knocked out. Nakamura hits a power slam. Uh, Cody hits a disaster kick. Cover 1-2 kick out. Cody grabs the table underneath the ring and places it in the ring. Nakamura hits Cody with a with nunchucks. Cody fights back with a right hand. Nakamura sprays red mist, but Cody ducks and sends him into the ringside area. Cody checks on the timekeeper, and that is actually Cody's cousin. He is somehow related to Typhoon. I don't know how that is. I will find out and I'll get back to you. And Nakamura hits him with a steel chair from behind. Come back from commercial break. Cody sends Nakamura into the steel steps. Both men exchange strikes. Cody hits Nakamura with a bionic elbow. Nakamura sends Cody on the table and hits a double knees. Cover 1-2 kick out. Nakamura sets up a table in the corner. Nakamura hits sliding German suplex on Cody. Nakamura with a flying knee off the second rope. Nakamura goes for the Kinshasa, but Cody super kicks him and hits a pedigree. Cover 1-2 kick out. Cody with a pedigree. That's like so unnatural at this point. Cover 1-2 kick out. Cody hits the Cody cutter. Cover 1-2 kick out. Cody sends Nakamura into the table. He then hits Crossroads for the win. And that is the end of Raw. And that's the end of this podcast. Oh, freak Christ Jesus here. I will be covering Hard to Kill. TNA Hard to Kill. So look for that sometime. I will announce it on Twitter X. Please go follow me there, Mel'S Mat Chat. Please also go follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. Also follow me on TikTok and Cameo. Go check me out there. Please also, I will be live next week at 2 p.m. for episode 224. 324. I'm sorry. For the next podcast, and we will be starting more, getting closer to the Royal Rumble, and so on and so forth. But please have a great weekend and enjoy the weekend, and go check out Hard to Kill, please. It's TNA's new rebirth, so go check them out there. And word to the wise, Tony Khan, get out of Twitter. Let somebody else tweet. Please, for the love of God. Also, please go check out the rest of my content on here. The review of Wrestle Kingdom 19 New Japan and AEW World's End 2023 and so much more. While you're here, please like, share, and subscribe, turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live or upload a video, you will know about it. Also, please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. You can check out the rest, all their back events on the Premiere app for $9.99 a month. I will be back here again at 2 p.m. next week with episode 324. I will also be here at some point on Sunday with the review of TNA's Hard to Kill. I love you all and enjoy the weekend. If you're in the Northeast, please be prepared for storms. All right. I love you all. Have a great evening. See you on Sunday.